before we get started today, I wanted to give a really quick shout out to this event, Brazouki. It's happening in Melbourne this month, February 2020. It's going to happen every February though, so if you miss this year, you can always come another year. It's running from February 20th to 25th, 4 nights of parties. We've got extra courses, DJ course with Kaka, some professional development stuff as well. So you can really make it worth your while to come to Melbourne in Australia to this event. And it's also a charity event. So all of the profits go towards scholarships to help young dancers. Dance can save lives, and this is what we're hoping that Brazouki will be able to do for more and more people. It's also a worldwide event now, so run by Alison Sandy. He started the Melbourne event 3 years ago, and now he has one in China, and there's going to be one in the US as well. So I hope that you can come to Melbourne because I love the event. It's a lot of fun, beautiful dance floor, beautiful space, and only the creme de la creme of professional artists are invited to this event, and there are so many. So check it out, Brazouki! Let's talk bonus. So the bonus is one of our Brazilian Zouk Foundation moves. It also is known as Boomerang. When I first started dancing Zouk about 8 years ago, it was always known as Boomerang because she goes and she comes back. Now, Brazilian Zouk Council changed the official name to bonus because the story goes that when you were learning Zouk in Brazil, if you did really well in class and you learnt all the moves, then you got a bonus move, and that's what this move was. So whether that's true or not, I don't know. That's what I heard. So I'm going to show you 3 versions. The first is the foundation version, which I learned from Larissa and Kadu. Second is Alison's Sandy's version, which is what I mostly dance. And then the third is the one that is really popular on the social dance floor. It's the easy version. So we're going to run through all 3. The first thing I want to note about the bonus is one of my pet peeves. When the follower is in lateral, if the leader lets go of the right hand, what I see is this all the time, automatically coming to open. Now, we would only automatically come to open if we're given the energy to open, or if from here we're pushed to open. If we don't feel any extra energy in the lead, if it feels the same as lateral but just letting this hand go, we just come to lateral. We might be pushed to open a little, but we wouldn't automatically open the leg here. And this, I guess you could do because you're in the same position, and I see this quite a lot. I'll just demonstrate that one again. You might do this, but for me that's like adding extra rhythm and adding extra steps that's not as clean. So if we enter, say we're going to enter bonus from here for the sake of facing the camera, or from here, or if we're open to here. The first step is always going to be the same because the weight's going to be on the right, ready to step left. So the bonus is going to run down the line. I'll shift over so I've got enough room. It's going to run down the line, and the leader is going to be here, starting to our side. Then the leader will be behind, and then the leader will come back in front. So we're going to take the directional step on the boom. On the chick, we do a half turn. Next chick, half turn, normally led with the left hand over the head. Next boom is another half turn. Next chick, half turn, and chick is a replacement back on the spot. So feels like you're turning more than you should because you keep going away from the leader. So if you watch the hips, we go boom, chick, chick, boom, and then keep going away and come back. Boomerang, away and come back. From here, the most regular exit would be what I call ribbon turn, which is boom, chick, chick, and collect into basic. So that's our sort of foundation that we all learn in our first set of Zouk classes. So this one, we have a longer step on the boom, and then we have just half turns, half turn, another half turn. Now this one here is one where I like to come up onto the balls of the feet and then ground back down. What I tend to see happening on the dance floor is this, and then sort of staying here, and not really going back onto that foot here to come back around. So see the hips keep opening out, and then we wind back around like a pepper grinder feeling in the body, contra body, upper body winds back around, and then the hips follow through. Pretty much apart from this first step, which is generally a little longer, these rest of these steps can be the same size. Now bear in mind that being able to do that bonus is going to depend on the lead that we get, which should go down the line over the head for the turn and should keep us going, or give us space to keep going with this hand. So if I keep my frame engaged here and my hand here, the leader is going to have to give all that space before we come back around. If the leader cuts us off short, we're not going to be able to do that last step of the bonus. So this might be here and here. Yes? So you're going to have to not allow your frame to disengage for the sake of taking that bonus step if the leader hasn't given you the space, which he should, hopefully. So that's like the first easy foundation that I learned from the bonus. All the half turns down the line. Now, then Alison took that up a notch for me, and this is the one that I quite like to do. So we take this long directional step, half turn. This ends up being more than a half turn, like a 3/4 turn, and see how I've come into this cross leg position. It's been like a bit of a spiral. From here, on the left leg, I pivot around, present the right leg back to take the boom, and then chick, chick. So with motion, it's going to look like boom, chick, chick, boom, chick, chick. And then finish with the ribbon turn or whatever the leader comes up with next. So just breaking that down a little more. This first is still the half turn. From here, let's do like a little spiral around with the weight on the right leg, coming around, keeping the legs in this letter K position. This goes back to the coming back to the cross. So if you look back in some of my older videos, I do a video about coming back to the cross, and that's pretty much what's happening here. So we're here coming back to our cross position with our legs, like this. And then here, pivoting around, presenting and extending that back leg to push onto it in the boom, chick, chick. The reason I like that one is because it looks more zouk. It pronounces the boom, chick, chick, boom, chick, chick. And you also get to spot the leader a little bit more. So I can see the leader over my left shoulder. And then I look over my left shoulder again to find the leader for that backward step. And that backward step is pretty much the same as what we would be doing in a basic, but on the other leg. Okay, so now the third version is a lunge. So this is where the bonus step gets cut off. The little bonus at the end gets taken away and replaced with a lunge. So boom, chick, chick, boom, together, open. Now that lunge might be diagonal, it might be to the side, who knows where it's going to be. This is when the leader is going to be following you, and you're going to mirror his chest, mirror his or her chest to match where that step's going to go. So I'll show you that from this way as well. Boom, chick, chick, boom. We step pretty much together, or depending, might be a little bit back if the leader keeps coming, and then lunge or lunge, following the chest, mirroring that. And from the lunge, generally ends up being a simple turn to collect into basic. So that takes the place of the ribbon turn to collect into basic. The timing ends up being the same, but it's a little easier to lead and maybe a little easier to complete as a follower, because this bonus step here is the trickiest part of the bonus. So an exercise that I like to do is just do the bonus, and sometimes I like to add that to my basic step. If I'm practicing on my own, I'll bonus on the other side. Chick, chick, boom, bonus. Coming down to ground with your pelvis in between both feet. So there we have our 3 foundation bonuses. And practice, practice, practice. Here's a drill that you can do. Bonus, whichever version you want to do. And then come turn, lateral into bonus again. Bonus. Here's our simple turn or ribbon turn. But instead of thinking about collecting into basic, we go into lateral and go again. You can vary the opening to come to lunge and then go into bonus, whichever bonus you choose to do. Bada, if you wish. So you can see when I do that one with all the half turns, that you don't quite get that same feel of enhancing the long beat that we like to do in Zouk. So let's practice with music